Well, coming up, the Bank of Ghana has set the end of June 2020 for all operators of mobile money services to acquire operating license under the Payment Systems Bill. According to the central bank, the new directive, which has been communicated to some of the operators, is to ensure proper regulation of digital financial services. Head of Payment Systems at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Seto Amediku, disclosed this at the 23rd National Banking Conference in Accra.
The Payment Systems and Settlement Bill was passed this year to provide a fair regulatory platform for digital money transactions in the country. President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Patricia Sapo, urged financial institutions to embrace the new digital revolution in the sector. Speaking on the theme, implications of growth and sustainability of the financial industry in the digital age, Head of Payments and Settlements at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Seto Amediku, disclosed that the central bank has notified some operators about the deadline for acquiring a license under the new law.
And let me add that for the mobile money operators, already we have real-time access to their platform. Each day, when you make a transfer, there's somebody sitting by a screen. He can watch all the transfers that are taking place in a second. And let me assure Mr. Chairman that the new Payment System and Services Act is meant to bring all non-bank entities that are operating in the financial services industry under regulation, and they have to acquire or obtain a license. The deadline for acquiring a license to operate in the payment system is June 2020.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, in a keynote address, asked banks to review their ways of operations, including charges and fees to customers in order to be sustainable in the new digital age.
To become sustainable, the sector also needs to reassess current fees and charges and promote transparency in their dealings with consumers. Consumers want cost-efficient, seamless transactions, and industry players must optimize the use of digital infrastructure and technology to offer quality service at relatively cheaper costs.
So far, the Bank of Ghana is in the process of introducing new technologies to improve banking services in the country. Ibn Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Now, even though life is said to have improved for many Africans in the past 20 years, there is a growing sense that progress is slower. Following this, some experts fear the continent could miss out on attaining the Sustainable Development Goals. Director of Knowledge and Learning at the African Capacity Building Foundation, Herbert Robinson, has been analyzing the capacity of African countries to determine what they need to do to promote inclusive sustainable development within the context of the SDGs.
What is the challenge before us? Africa's development efforts, including the achievement of the SDGs, are being hobbled by severe capacity deficits, often in the form of shortage of critical skills, deficits in leadership, inhibiting mindsets, and weak institutions. This has severely hampered the ability to implement existing policies and development strategies across the continent. The persistent implementation gaps has resulted in good development strategies and policies not translating completely to good development outcomes or desirable development outcomes, including sustained economic growth, structural transformation, employment, greater equality, and poverty eradication.
Meanwhile, Minister for Planning, Professor George Yao Janbafo, has linked most of the issues faced by African economies to an ineffective statistical database.
One of the major bottlenecks we need to confront relates to the weak capacities of our institutions. This is not a problem peculiar to Ghana alone. The 2019 Africa SDGs Index and Dashboard Report finds that one of the main challenges of implementing the SDGs across the continent is lack of capacity in the civil service and among civil societies. Another challenge is the lack of statistical capacity needed to monitor Agenda 2030. Indeed, the World Bank ranks Sub-Saharan Africa only above the Middle East in its latest scores on statistical capacity. Yet, we are required by the SDG target 17.18 to significantly increase the availability of high quality, timely, and reliable data by 2020. Not 2030, 2020, which is just maybe a few days from now. It is for this reason that policy and capacity imperatives for the SDGs has been on the President's priority list since his appointment as co-chair of the SDG advocates. As you may recall, one of the first initiatives the President took after his appointment as co-chair of the SDG advocates was to host a high-level Africa roundtable on mobilizing support and accelerating implementation of the SDGs.
And that's it for business for now. It's back to you anymore.